All right, we're back, D. We're going to do a live. We recorded an episode last night.
Yep.
It's up. About ties are wins now. Ties are good now. Cowboys tie the Eagles, and now we're off to we're
Packers.
on the Packers.
Yeah.
Cowboys tie the Packers. Now we're on to the Jets, and I think it's worth taking a step back and looking at the NFC East teams who are still around, who are still still dealing with the division. I don't think anyone wins the division besides the Eagles. I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFL right now.
Yep, yes, they are.
But I think there's cracks in the armor. I don't think they're invincible. And I think part of the reason is we'll just start with the Eagles, I guess.
Yeah.
Part of the reason is play calling. And I worry about their team culture there because there's some issues with the wide receivers who are just not getting the ball.
Yeah, and I'm taking it very serious. It's not a little thing. It's a big thing. You're undefeated. You're the best team in the NFL right now, second to Buffalo. But I'll give the Eagles. There's no question about it. And there's something to complain about. I don't see anything to complain about. You're winning. When there's a third down play has to be made, it better be made by A.J. Brown from Hurts to him, and I get it. If it's not made, maybe get pissed off. But right now, you're 4-0. There's no reason for any negativity right now. And that's to yourself, to your own teammates.
Yeah.
That's to your own teammates. Yeah. It wasn't a bad call. You see, it wasn't a bad call that he didn't get in the end zone that cost the game, or a drop ball or a bad throw. He's trashing his quarterback in the organization, and he's trashing the coach as well.
Yeah, and
that's what he's doing.
The problem is they're winning, and they're still upset. And he's paid. It's not like he's in a place where he hasn't gotten paid. He needs to get his. He's got his. He's won a Super Bowl. They're Super Bowl favorites again, as they should be. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that he's causing such a problem. And now it seems like Jason Kelsey's starting to get into it on lines. It's not a smart move. The tweets, you can always tell how well things are going. Once a wide receiver starts tweeting like a philosopher, it's over, man. And that's just the way it goes. Is his time up in Philly? Do they need A.J. Brown?
Listen, he's a great player. There's no doubt about it and stuff.
It's always better to have good players on your team than not.
Listen, but again, it's a long season. Things happening during the year. You're 4-0. I still think it's bad mojo. Really do. And I don't need to. Do I hope it turns out to be disaster? Yeah.
He only has
I'll put some hope on that.
He has 14 catches for 151 yards and one touchdown.
And they're 4-0. So there you go.
And he just.
What do you want? 30 catches, 0-4?
Right.
What do you want?
I open this up to a question about if the Eagles need A.J. Brown, man. Listen, we're just talking about it. I'm not suggesting they don't. We're suggesting they still do. You keep talented players on your roster. I think the Cowboys suffered when they sent Amari Cooper out. I think a year or two too early. They didn't have someone to step up. Obviously, they had CD, but they needed someone else. You try and make things work the best you can. There's no reason to get rid of A.J. Brown. He said his frustrations stem from not being involved offensively. But it's a balancing game. You're 4-0. You've won. There's a couple games that they could have lost, and maybe A.J. Brown saying, listen, maybe we're not almost losing if you feed me the football. They did not complete a pass in the second half last week and won the game.
Yeah, it's very bizarre across the board. That coordinator is not a coordinator at all. It's pretty obvious.
Because there's a lot of talent.
I don't want them to get the Miami head coaching job.
That I think is the big thing.
That's my worry. I'm telling you right now.
As McDaniel becomes offensive coordinator.
McDaniel is a fantastic coordinator. Yeah, but that's
right.
That's a worry down the road. But anyways, right now, AJ, keep it up, buddy, brother. Keep it up. Keep it up. Bad mouthing everybody. Get everybody pissed off. Get the media on you. Drop a ball because that's what happens. You drop a ball,
right?
Because the mojo, what goes around, comes around. And those hands, chicken arms. Remember the chicken arms?
Yeah,
But he is a tough player. It's not like he's butter. I think he's tougher than that.
Sean also said Pops was the first one to say he wouldn't touch Shadur over a year ago, which gave us a top 3 DR mean when everyone had him going top of the draft. What's Pops know, man? What do you know about Shadur than everyone else? Well, we know what we know.
Hype. It's hype. Everything is hype. It's hype. He should have come in the league. I'm going to work hard to prove everybody wrong. I got no problem with that. A lot of players do that.
Yeah.
Look at Jeremy Shockey, Moss. They hated the Cowboys. They didn't get drafted by him. They hated the Cowboys.
Right.
Oh, you passed on me? How many times have you heard that? You passed on me. I got no problem with that. That's competitiveness. Shut your mouth up, learn your skill, and get better at it.
Listen, when you're on top, you can talk all the trash you want, act however you want. When you're not, it looks petty. It looks childish. That's just the way it goes. I'm just being real.
No, you have to explain to the viewers out there what it is to live up to a father.
And excel. And excel beyond. Right?
There you go.
And exceed.
You did your
There
own
you go.
thing, and you did your own all state, and did all that, shot put, all that, right?
That's it. So listen, with Shadur, think about how manufactured this has all been for him. And even them saying, listen, I don't want to play for the Ravens. If he was playing for the Ravens, he'd be starting this week, baby. He'd be starting for the next couple of weeks. And look at, it takes a couple of years. You build yourself up. You play when you play. You look good. That's a draft asset that the Ravens could have flipped and gone somewhere with. He could be starting somewhere else. Someone could have ponied up to trade for him. That's not unreasonable. And, because they wanted to try and manufacture all this, now it's actually falling apart worse than what it would have been organically.
So here's the thing where we've got in the media, sports media, okay, in media in general. There have been a lot of draft picks that come out were busts and thought they were going to be great. The guy, Mike Mamula.
Mike Mamula, yeah.
And it is a bunch of them.
The first great, combine star.
Yeah, combine star. It's not the first time. But what happened was this hype, every day was on SportsCenter. Every day is on SportsCenter. Every day on SportsCenter. Every day on SportsCenter. And every day he's a first rounder. He goes to the Giants. And he dropped. You know why? Because people realized, I don't know if it was so much the persona that he brings out there. I think it was his ability. They've dealt with prima donnas. Ryan Leaf and those guys, and Johnny Manziel, they knew the package was up there. I was a Johnny Manziel fan. I thought he'd have a career. I didn't think he would be that much.
What I tell you was Johnny Manziel.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Trent Richardson.
Right? And sure, it happens. But why do we keep talking about Shadur Sanders over and over again? I hate to say this word. He sucks. That's all there is to it. He sucks. Can you be a career backup and be rooted out as a fan favorite? Yeah, you can.
Course, yeah.
You could be a fan favorite of a backup, being a backup.
That's not a bad career.
But it's not even that.
Jameis has transitioned to being a good backup, a good third quarterback, now really a second quarterback, I think, because Russ is on his way out the door. But Jameis went from number 1 pick, starter, and transition. Now he'll be in the league for another 6, 7, 8 years.
How many times we've looked up the backup quarterbacks, they made $20, $30 million.
Dan Orlovsky was in 10 plus years. Charlie Whitehurst.
Cooper
forever. Rush is still in the league.
These guys have been in the league and made millions of dollars. You can't shut your mouth on and answer a question professionally.
And here's the thing.
I know. Shut up.
They asked him a question.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? They asked you a question. The mime thing just comes off as childish to me. And I think it does to a lot of people. And I think
privilege is the really word for it. It's a privilege.
You say, listen, support my quarterback. And people are like, why are you telling a grown man what to say? Buddy, it's a PR thing. It's public perception. As a backup, as a guy who hasn't gotten there yet, when you get there and you can make the passes and you're out there throwing 25, 30, 35 touchdown passes, you can be a jerk. Jeff George was a horrible human being. He sucked.
Yeah,
as a person.
He does, yeah.
And he wasn't a great quarterback. We could throw the ball far.
Top
right.
10 best throw ever.
Right. As far as deep ball passes. Yeah.
He could sling it around and stuff. And let me tell you something about positions and relationships. The famous one is Montana and Steve Young hated each other's guts.
Right.
Brett Favre hated anybody behind him.
Yes.
I get that. But you're not that. You're not those guys. Okay?
Right.
You're not Steve Young and Joe Montana or Brett Favre and a couple others. You're not. Rodgers, how long did he sit for?
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. He sat for 4 or 5 years.
Imagine what his numbers career
Even the
would
guy
have been.
Love sat for 3 years.
4 years as well.
I'm a Love guy. I like him.
I hate him.
Yeah. I love to hate him, sure.
But yeah, if you're a backup, you look at who those guys sat behind. We don't
Right.
disagree. They sat behind Favre, they sat behind Rodgers, right? Even Pat Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith, who was a decent quarterback. He wasn't a bad quarterback. Yeah, 60-year-old Flacco and Dylan. Come on. Listen, here's the thing. It's not just he was taken first overall.
Right.
They should have played him.
Right.
Every team passed on him. You know, all the teams passed on me, like Josh Rosen. You're a 10th pick, bro. Like,
oh, remember that?
Right.
Oh, they were all horrible quarterbacks.
Yeah, and he
And
was
then
a
he got
bum.
cocky,
He
right.
was a bum.
And he was really.
Josh Rosen's a bum.
Oh,
Again,
he was
someone
really
who's not even in
cocky,
the
yeah.
league.
Right. He's not even.
So you know they're trying to evaluate. I don't think Kevin Stefanski is trying to lose his job. I don't think these guys are out here to be like, well, I'm just going to put this kid down and teach him a lesson, because he don't have
It doesn't work well.
he
in
don't have
NFL.
that time to do that. You know what I mean? It's a business.
There's another one we followed. The Alabama quarterback the Jets picked up years ago said he was going to be the best corner.
Oh, the corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
He lasted 3 years.
He said he was already the best cornerback in the
Yeah.
NFL. Oh my goodness, what's his name? It's going to bother me.
He lasted 3 years. I don't think he last 4 years. We know his name. Horrible.
Oh my gosh, he had a really funny voice.
Yeah.
D. Milliner.
Yeah.
D. Milliner was.
Yeah.
Woo!
What did he last 3 years?
Ugh,
3 years. I think that's it. Yep.
let's see.
He ran his mouth. That was the end of it. Yep.
D. Milliner, man, he was awful. The NFL has a way. He played 21 games in his career, 3 years.
Thank you. 3 years. He didn't get a pension.
He didn't play.
Nowhere.
He played 13 games his rookie year, 3 games his second year, 5 games his third year. Didn't start one. That was it. Not even like a special teamer.
Yeah.
The NFL has a way of
course. It's guaranteed.
just humbling people,
Guarantee
whether you say it out loud or not, because it's a game that requires mental fortitude, and pride does not work well with that. Like, you got to work hard.
And this is different between T.O. T.O. personally, it wasn't the greatest guy, but his work ethics on the football field was
unmatched,
incredible.
yeah.
Unmatched.
Right.
Yeah.
T.O. is one of the worst people we've known.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as far as working hard and putting in the work,
Yeah.
there's a reason why even very late in his 30s, right? He was
He
still
still competitive,
someone was
yeah.
still competing
Yeah.
out there.
Mhm.
But those guys could draw from something, right? Elite talent. Shedeur was never a big armed quarterback, and he didn't have great raw stats. You know, I know he was up there, but he's not as good of a physical prospect, which is really what they're looking for. If a guy like Jalen Milroe got drafted before him, it shows it's not just about the stats; it's about physical tools. Jalen Milroe, my goodness,
Where is he?
Seattle, behind Darnold. No.
He's not.
Yeah. Jalen Milroe is, again, if Jalen Milroe is playing meaningful snaps,
Wide receiver.
right, or running back, or just run like a Wildcat offense, right? He's not a quarterback. He couldn't make passes on his pro day.
Right.
His pro day, he was having trouble.
Yeah.
Which is fine. He's still in the league, and if you can find a role for him because he's
Absolutely.
a physical athlete, he's smart, he
Yeah.
works hard. I get it.
Yeah. He shut
Right?
his mouth
He
up.
didn't come in and say,
Yeah.
he didn't
Yeah.
come in. He's not showing off the wristwatch or anything.
And why are we talking about Sanders?
He wasn't complaining.
You get caught up and talk about him. Yeah.
It's a great question. Why are we talking about him? The reporters ran to him. They asked for a quote, and it is what it is. Dylan Gabriel gets a start this week, and we're going to do the same thing that this is a problem for the Browns by drafting Shedeur with another rookie quarterback who you wanted to develop. Every off game or mediocre game for Dylan Gabriel, there's people be like, you should play Shedeur. You should play Shedeur. You know, Shanahan takes RG3 and Kirk Cousins, but has he has the background and the gravitas to be like, we're going to play who we play.
The owner wanted RG3.
Right.
That's what you got there. And guess in the big picture, guess what happened?
RG3 obviously was great before his knee got banged up and never was the same, but that offense doesn't. If you go back in time and you're the Redskins at the time, you're definitely not taking RG3. You're taking someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But It shows you what injuries do to quarterbacks. RG3 and Andrew Luck career both cut short due to injuries. Yeah. You have to. O-line play is at the worst it's been in 40 years. We mentioned this last night. And you would think that with Andrew Luck and RG3 and all these guys, you would notice and invest in them and try to make them better. It's gotten worse. More worse or it's awful.
Yeah, look at the Giants' offensive line.
Look at the Bengals' offensive line.
Did you see that the other day with the 3?
Did you see the Texans one?
Was it the Texans?
Oh my gosh. They had so on the left side of the line, the center, left guard, left tackle, block one person.
Yeah, yes.
On the right side, the right guard and right tackle.
No, that's the
Bengals. There's another one. The Bengals did one too.
It's unheard of. It's something wrong with it. It's like AI did it.
The Texans, the right guard and right tackle bang into each other, and then they run over to block the other guy, who the only guy who's being blocked. And CJ Stroud has 4 defenders in the backfield.
A 3-man rush from the 3-man rush. And the 2 defensive ends sacked the quarterback on a 3-man rush, and 3 guys who were blocking 1 guy.
Diabolical. Honest to goodness.
There's no way.
Now I have to show you. Yep, we're watching it right here, right now. These 2 guys.
What? Oh, that's.
There's 6 guys on 1 person.
Yeah.
Things are going well. If you haven't seen it, the Texans trying to block 2 offensive linemen start blocking each other, and by the end, 6 guys are blocking 1 defender.
Who did the Bengals play? Denver. You see that one? Go look at that one. Look at that one. Huh. Wow.
O-line play is bad. And Joe Burrow is, again, hurt long-term with turf toe, which basically turf toe is that your toe bends up like this and damages your toe into your foot. And that's what causes it. So you can't run on it.
It'll ruin Dion's career.
Right, exactly. You can't run and continue to push off because that's the big toe that you're pushing off of, so to speak. So, yeah, offensive line play has been bad. The Eagles have still won. Listen, they got a special teams win, and I'm not going to be like, oh, they only got that. That's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
Right? Part of the game is CD drops the ball. Their players didn't. CD did.
It's part of the game.
That's the game. Yeah. Matt Stafford choked. Sean McVay called a conservative game, and the Eagles did it. The Eagles played to win. Rams played not to lose.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what winning teams do, and we'll see if the Rams can learn from that. I don't think the Eagles are invincible, though.
No,
I don't. No. Because I think the Cowboys showed you they're not invincible.
Yeah.
And then I think the Rams showed you they're not invincible. If I were the Eagles, I don't want to place the Rams in the playoffs because they have the best 1-2 punch. You have Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. I don't want to have to try and guard those guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think McVay will have something ready for him.
Yeah, I like to think he's a good coach who can make the changes. Now, I have to check Jaden Daniels when he's coming back, but
wow, yeah, he's still hurt. They didn't say he was practicing this week. I didn't hear
it. Just announced medically cleared. Jaden Daniels, he's medically cleared to return to practice. Practicing Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
It's his first practice since his knee sprain. See what we see. We'll see if he plays this week. He's not sure if they're going to play against the Chargers. Right now, the Chargers are the betting favorites because they don't believe Daniels is going to play. Sean just asked, do you want the Cowboys to re-sign Pickens now?
Well, who's his agent?
David Magalletta.
Yeah, any history with that?
Never heard of him.
See what happens. Are they going to meet Pickens in the office or are they going to meet with the agent?
It's a great question.
That's where it boils down to.
Is George Pickens going to be laying on the bench?
Because you know what I want to say, right? What would this defense be if Michael was in the lineup?
Maybe. But you know what? We can't.
Big picture.
Micah Parsons crying at and you know he's hurt. You know Micah's hurt. Micah wanted to be a Cowboy. His mom wanted him to be a Cowboy. He wanted to be a Cowboy for life. Micah, guy's feelings hurt, and that's what happened. Afterwards, he was, like, oh well, I'm upset. Jerry didn't call me and tell me, and the Packers told Kenny they were trading him. It's like, first of all, Kenny Clark. Let's start with Micah. Micah was doing that stupid thing on the sideline preseason, just laying on the bench, right? He was holding in. He told Jerry Jones, lose my number. Oh, too bad. Have fun in Green Bay, buddy. Have a good time getting a tie against the lowly Cowboys. Sucker. No one's cheering for you, you bum.
Yeah,
And Kenny Clark didn't do that. He was professional. He's a couple-time Pro Bowler. He's worked his butt off. Been a good part of the organization. They say, hey, Kenny, we're going to trade you to the Cowboys. You know what? If that's what the trade went on with Micah, he were working out, and the Cowboys all of a sudden decide, you know what? We don't think it's going to work. He'd been in the camp. He'd been working hard, and they trade him out of the blue. They never told him, I get it. Rip Jerry a new one. Right. But you tell the owner, lose my number. Bye-bye. Go cry yourself. And listen, you'll cry himself to sleep with millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But you know he's hurt.
Right.
He
We
hurt.
still have somebody on record saying that they're going to be in the Super Bowl, Micah, for the Cowboys. We still have somebody on record saying it.
Would you re-sign George Pickens?
Of course.
Because if you re-sign Pickens, your offense is really set, at least this year.
Well, they're in their prime. You guys in their prime.
Pickens, CD, Dak still is playing at elite level. Javonte Williams, you still will have. Jaden Blue's coming. The offensive line has been invested and I believe relatively set. Now it's just address the defense. Figure out what's going on defense. Do what you got to do.
Well, here again, you got the Jets game coming up, and you got to take care of business. And you're playing with a quarterback pretty much like Love. Love is better out of the pocket, but he can get out and score a touchdown. You can't make it close and have him beat you. Fields beat you.
Yeah.
You can't make the game close.
No, you can't.
Even though I picked 2017. But that's a late score from the Jets. There. How do you like that? Yeah. 27-17, whatever it was.
Right.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Still take the win.
You know, there are some free agents in the Jets going to score. He said, Sean said the Jets going to score. We'll see. Listen, if the Jets can't score against the Cowboys, then the season, I mean, we know they're 0-4. Right. We're not expecting them to be 12, 13-4, right? But if the Jets can't score against the Cowboys, and here's the reason why I think the Jets are going to have a tough time, because they're a running football team, and the Cowboys are actually good against the run now. Right. You know, if they can stop them, and Garrett Wilson might get his. If I were a betting man, I'd put money on Garrett Wilson scoring a touchdown this week. I know that. I know that's what I would be betting on.
And you can bet on it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I won't, but you could. But if they can't score against the Cowboys, right? They've hung in against the Steelers, who I thought were a good defense, right? They've hung in some games. The Bills obviously are just a different class than them. But if they can't score against the Cowboys, it is going to be a truly miserable year. And again, 0-4, it's already felt miserable for Jets fans. But if they're 0-5 and they're not even scoring against this team with a defense that's looked like a sieve at best, if not just straight up an open door, the season's going to be a much bigger rebuild than Jets fans thought. Losing Elijah Vera Tucker hurts the team because he's the best offensive lineman. But if you're not even competitive, what do you do? You know, is Justin Fields the answer going forward? You're going to draft a quarterback this year. Are you across the board going to have to rebuild? I don't think they have a ton of talent. You definitely need wide receiver too. You need a better secondary. And you need to figure out if Justin Fields is the guy.
Well, they brought this up that their head coach started like the Detroit head coach, and not so bad, and they jumped in next year. That's tough to say. They don't have the same players that Detroit has. Detroit has drafted very well.
Oh, right, of course. And I think you have to give them time. Jets fans like, oh, you're going to fire Aaron Glenn after 1 year.
No.
Dan Campbell got time. Aaron Glenn, if you're a good organization, you're going to give these guys some time to figure it out. Listen, they gave Robert Saleh time, and we realized he didn't have the chops to be a head coach. And then being a head coach in New York is a whole different beast on top of it.
And his defenses are top ranked.
Right.
But the offensive side of the ball, they just couldn't get it out of their own way.
I still think Aaron Glenn has the chops to be a good head coach. I still think he has the ability to be a good head coach. We just have to recognize it's a deeper rebuild than the Jets fans thought. There's no tight end who I think is they have decent tight ends, but there's better tight ends. Isaiah Likely is a free agent this offseason. They need edge rushers. Will McDonald's there. They need a better secondary. Sauce Gardner has been,
oh boy,
You want to talk about overpaid? We
What?
talk about Trayvon Diggs, and he hasn't lived up.
Uh,
Trayvon Diggs has been injured and is working his way back from injury, and even now is still early in his timeline to return from an injury. What's Sauce Gardner's excuse?
Wow, he dropped big time.
This is always being targeted by the league because he's paid so much.
He got the money and ran.
He's been bad. He's been not even serviceable. He should be thanking his lucky stars that CeeDee Lamb's not playing this week, or they would just throw whatever receiver he was covering.
He's not. And I followed him.
Yeah.
And watched him play. No, he got the money, and that's it. Sorry, you got the money. That's it.
Yeah, there's
Unless they call him out, as Aaron calls him, takes him aside. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of work to do for the Jets to figure out what exactly is going to happen as far as long term. And do you trust the organization? It seems like every few years, right? The Giants were in the same vicious cycle. New GM, new head coach. They're going to figure it out. They don't figure it out. They keep going with a young, trendy. The Jets seem to go with a young, trendy GM. Maybe it might be time to go with someone who's already done this, who's been in this.
Who did the Giants play this week? Saints?
Yeah, the Giants play the Saints this week. The Giants don't beat the Saints, heavens. I mean, they just beat the Commanders, which I thought was a big win for the Giants. That was huge. Commanders could not keep Justin Herbert up, and
Commanders?
Chargers.
Okay.
This cough hasn't kicked in yet.
Yeah.
Chargers couldn't keep him up because the Chargers play Commanders.
Yeah.
And Jackson Dart gets his first win. Saints play tough, man. Y'all got to keep acting like they get killed. They're in the game. They don't have the talent to hang. Wouldn't be surprised at all if the Saints win. No neighbors too. Wan'Dale Robinson has been playing much better. Jackson Dart can spread the ball around. The Saints, I do believe, have the worst quarterback in the NFL.
It's going to be an ugly game
in a long time.
It's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be so ugly.
I think the Giants win by, the Giants were able to take care of the Chargers, and even after Neighbors went down, which is a huge loss for a young team, because he's a very exciting wide receiver.
Neighbors?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
He's prolific.
And guess how long it's going to affect him next year.
You get hurt in September, 10 months, to recover. That's July. He'll be able to ramp up for the season. There's no reason why he's not playing week 1.
They're going to coast it along.
Now, I know it's the end of September, but even 10 months, that's, August, he should be back and playing. I do not think
he's going to miss the first 4 games. Look back. He's going to miss the first 4.
I don't think so, especially because he's so young.
Yeah, missed the first 4.
I don't think so. But yeah, I think the Giants take care of business. The science is different now, Pops. We get it. We hear you. But, I mean, we would love to say everyone pops back from these injuries, but not everyone does. Look at Mr. Diggs.
Yeah.
He's not the same. Trayvon Diggs, and he's also someone who came back. Again, like I said, he came back early. He's working hard he's out there. He's playing hard, and the Cowboys are trying to, he wasn't sure why he got benched. Schottenheimer said, listen, we feel like we've been asking too much of him. We got to put him in a scenario to succeed. So, okay, I appreciate that. Do the Giants have that ability with their roster next year? Because Neighbors got to be wide receiver 1.
Well, the Giants better win because the next 2 out of 3 against the Eagles.
Right.
Okay. And that's right. That's what happens, right?
It's almost worse than that. They have they play the Saints this week. Then it's Eagles at Broncos. Eagles.
Yeah,
that's 3 games that they could very well lose.
And those defenses are nasty. That Denver defense is nasty.
Right. So if they 2 and 3. Going to feel a lot better than 1 and 4, because 1 and 4 is going to feel like forever if you lose 3, and then you're 1 and 7.
Yeah,
2 and 6. You're like, okay, we hung in. We had a very difficult part of our schedule. We'll see what happens on the back end. It's still the 49ers.
His
Giants,
is not Eli Manning. This guy's not Eli Manning.
Who's not?
Dart.
Yeah.
He's not Eli Manning.
We'll see. He's definitely more athletic.
Eli knew how to quarterback. You want to say overrated? That's besides the point. But he knew how to play quarterback.
Well, a lot's on Dable to figure out what's going on with these guys and make sure that he can show that Dart over the course of the year. He came in.
Well, they're coming back next year. Those guys are coming back. They're not going to get rid of him. You know why? Because the Neighbors lost.
Right. They're going to give the excuse,
Yeah.
oh, well,
Yeah,
he didn't have
no
neighbors. And
excuse. Yeah.
you know.
Bring him back. Bring that coach back. In the
because Dable's going to say we have our young
bring him
quarterback,
back.
our receiver got hurt,
Yeah,
we have
all that.
Scattaboo, right? We've got all these
bring them all
guys.
back because they're going to suck. He sucks as a head coach. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know,
the league is so unpredictable. You can see the Saints put up 30, be crazy. That's how it's running. You would never think. Look at Atlanta Falcons.
they just dropped 34 points in the Commanders.
And scored 0 the week before. And the guy couldn't throw an open pass. He had 300 yards.
Unbelievable. And the Commanders have to go face the Chargers, who looked horrible last week but could put up 30 points this week.
Yeah.
It's a very unpredictable year across the NFL. You know, if I had to bet now, I mean, look how bad the Ravens are. I know they've played good teams. They should have beat the Bills, but you say you should have beat the Bills, but the defense was that bad that they couldn't hold on anything. There was nothing they could do.
Right.
So Fawcett was on. They weren't stopping a thing. So
they had a bunch of injuries on that team.
Yeah, but there's no excuses, baby.
Yeah.
It's win or go home. They're 1-4, 1-3.
1-3. Wow.
And Patrick Mahomes looked like the old Patrick Mahomes last
Yes,
week
he
against
did.
them.
Yeah.
So, you know, is that a tune-up? Is that just a facade? You know, Rashee Rice, a couple more games and he'll be back.
He'll be back. Yeah, isn't that nice?
Isn't that nice? He was out the first 6 games. He's good for the stretch.
Yeah. Walked away from that crash. He walked away from the crash.
He should have been suspended the last half
of
of the
course,
year rather than the
absolutely.
first half.
Yep.
All right. And then the Commanders, we don't know with Jaden Daniels, and I don't feel like the defense is obviously that good. You're up 34 points to the Commanders and the Falcons as the Commanders, and they let up 27 against the Packers. And really, the honest truth is the Giants were in the game against the Commanders more than they should have been with Russ because they couldn't get anything done in the end in the red zone. The Commanders could never put them away.
What
That
game
week
was that?
one.
Week one. That's why you don't
the
remember.
Commanders couldn't put them away. They couldn't do anything that second half. So there's a lot for the Commanders coming up. They place the Chargers.
But as I told you, they didn't improve. They didn't improve.
The Bears, who still have a lot to prove.
Listen, that was a big win last week.
Yeah.
That was a big win. Let's see. Because I watched his numbers in the second half. He did have the drives to bring him down there, Williams. Let's see if he turned the corner. They won 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's what else can you do? You can't, like I said, people, the Eagles got away lucky. They won the game. And I know the Steelers a few years ago were 13-0. And people were bashing them. And I understand that. You know, they can only do what you can do. You can only face the teams in front of you. But there's things the Eagles have to pick up. They have to play better. And they've remained relatively healthy offensively, which is good for them. Also, they're not really doing much.
Right.
But that's a big thing. You know, that's half the battle too, is just which guys are on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Bengals know that very well. The Ravens defense knows that very well. You know, if I'm picking right now, it's Bills, Eagles, Super Bowl.
Yeah, what did I say? I said Bills. I thought the Packers were going to be good, but
they have to get it around too. They were really upset they didn't win. They were really banking that would be a win. They would move on. Losing to the Browns and tying with the Cowboys.
That player said that we're going to.
Well, tackle said, "Well, I think we're going undefeated. Womp womp. Haven't won since."
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Cowboys still have a fighter's chance. I don't think they're getting in, but that's why they play the games. That's why they play the games.
And I'm going to give you Kevin Millard. Don't let us get in. Don't let us get in.
Okay.
Because let me tell you something. This weekend, that defense, even with a limited offense from the Jets, they're out there and they play better. You're gonna have a tough time.
Yeah, if they can win and the defense can be respectable, you win this week against the Jets, beat the Panthers, you're 3-2-1. You're on the opposite side. And then whatever happens, you gotta do what you gotta do. The tie is actually much better than the loss, because if you're 9-7-1, better than 9-8.
Right.
Just gotta get in.
Just got in.
The defense could be serviceable.
Yep.
So,
And I said it before. The running game travels on the road.
right, which we haven't seen for a while. And that's just
The running game travels on the road.
Zeke.
Yep.
Ugh. Okay, that's really much all I've got for tonight for Cowboys and Coffee. I will say this. The Cardinals' running game has not been the same since those guys left.
Of course not.
They've been able to pass a little bit more, but the Cowboys don't have that problem. But they've been able to run the ball exceptionally well. And also, they're not throwing out running backs who have absolutely nothing left in the tank.
If Blue can get in there, you're going to take it to the house.
I agree. Because if he can see the seam, it's daylight. It's over.
He's going to take it to the house.
That's the thing. If he can get on the field.
So why is he not on the field? Because he can't pick up the blitz? Is that what the deal is?
He's not prepared. They're not going to put him out there if you're not prepared. If you're not going to do it.
And then the MO of him in Texas.
I appreciate that the coaching staff say, listen, you might have home run ability, but if you're not prepared to play, you're not going to play. That's a standard that hasn't been there for a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it. And also, before we go, the Red Sox coming back and beating the Yankees last night. Woo! Yeah. War Pig! Garrett Crochet, man. That boy is
So if
nasty.
they win tonight, the Yankees are out?
Yeah. It's over, baby. I think the game just started.
Yeah, 6 o'clock it starts, right?
So, yeah, they're already playing now. Yeah. Man, oh, boy.
6:30? Okay.
6:17 right now. It's 0-0, just going to the bottom of the first right now. But, they took out their starting pitcher who was cruising. Red Sox didn't. The bullpen gives up the runs. And Chapman loads the bases and then comes back and makes the big plays and locks it up. He's played, someone was saying something is definitely up. For 18 years, he's been throwing 100+ miles an hour.
Yeah.
And he's missed more time to like infected tattoos and other things that he's ever has for any arm injuries.
Yeah. He knows how to pitch now.
He's nasty. He's
look at the size of him, too. 6'4", 230.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Is he?
Won a World Series with the Cubs. Won a World Series with the Rangers.
Really?
2-time World Series champion, and he has the stats, the raw stats.
They were saying that they think he was the best pitcher in baseball this year.
Yeah, absolutely. He has been just lights out. I know this isn't Red Sox and coffee, but it's Cowboys and coffee. We talk about whatever we want while we're sipping some coffee. So that's the way it goes. Like the Red Sox had to close out the deal tonight. Either way, they're going back to Fenway at the worst, but
that's right. They go back there. Yeah,
kill them in the game. The game, beat them badly. So, do you have anyone you want to shout out for this episode?
No.
Is there someone? Oh, well, if there is or isn't, so be it. Listen, we're on Instagram, Cowboys and Coffee Podcast. We're on YouTube, Cowboys and Coffee Podcast. We're on Spotify. Get this, Cowboys and Coffee Podcast.
Yeah.
You can find us there. We're talking every week about the Cowboys. We're talking about NFC East. We're talking about the NFL. And we're just going through week by week to see what happens. This is episode 63. We've been doing this for a while now. Year 5.
Yeah.
Our 15th episode of the season.
Yeah.
So we're doing it.
Yeah.
We've had multiple kids. I've had all 3 of my kids since we've been doing this.
Wow.
Yeah, all 3 of the boys.
Really?
Yeah, because we started 5 years ago, and Zuzu was only 4.5.
Crazy.
We took a break because we had him. Remember, we were doing the basement, and then we had a break because Zeus was born. Then we were doing it and took a break because Zion was born. Doing for a little break, and not much of a break because Atlas was born. He was born off season, but that's it. And don't forget to keep an eye out for our new guest, Spencer, brother Spencer. He'll be a new guest on the show. We have a bunch of fun things we think we have planned going forward, but we like to drop a lot of videos and stuff online, especially on Instagram, reels and shorts and just clips to engage. So like, share, subscribe, let us know, and we will catch you guys later. All right.
See ya.
Peace.